It's unfortunate that someone had to lose, and even more unfortunate that it had to be us. But couldn't be more proud of the kids in my locker room. They're warriors. No quitting, those guys. Hung in there the entire 60 minutes, or 60 minutes plus overtime. Just came up a play short. We had them. I guess when you look at the game, we started slow offense, 3-3 and outs to start the game. Then we got going, got some momentum, and in second half we were very good on offense. Defensively, with the exception of the 3 turnovers, that was really the biggest factor in the game and the biggest difference in the game. 3-0 on the turnover margin, and that really was the difference. And for us defensively, that's a problem that has been there since last year, and it's showing up again this year. And until we get it corrected, we're going to be very average on defense at best. And we couldn't find a takeaway tonight. Couldn't find a way to take the ball away and get it in our offense's hands, and consequently it was 3-0 in the turnover margin. But even with that, we still had a chance. 4th and 9. We had them 4th and 9 with about 3 or 4 minutes left. Couldn't make the play there. Proud of Andy Phillips for nailing that field goal in overtime. It was not an easy kick to make. 41 yards, drilled it. And then we had the interception that went right through our hands in the overtime. And as fate would have it, right into the hands of the Oregon State receiver. And give them credit. Oregon State, great passing attack. The quarterback came in here with a tremendous pass rating efficiency and a bunch of yards per game, and I think he got all those again tonight. We played the run pretty good on defense and ran the ball fairly effectively on offense. But bottom line, didn't get it done. It's a tough one to swallow, but we've got to regroup, come back Monday with resolve and ready to go to work and fix our deficiencies and try to get headed back in the right direction. So that's where we're at. Go ahead. Well, I haven't. Travis. Well, shoot, there it is right there. 140-something yards rushing and 279 passing. I mean, I know he wants those 3 interceptions back, but a true sophomore. We knew there was going to be some more learning curve to experience, particularly early in the season, and it's been a lot less of a learning curve than we thought. I mean, he's been outstanding, except tonight, like I said, those three interceptions. But we think we got ourselves a quarterback. I'll tell you that, and we're excited about his future. Mm-hmm. Well, they're hurt. They're hurt. They spilled their guts, laid it on the line till the bitter end. We got down, was it 27-10? I can't remember exactly what it was. Very similar to 2 weeks ago when we got down after the first drive or two of after halftime, and you look in their eyes on the sideline, and in the huddles at timeouts, and they believe. Those guys believe, and that's a great quality for a football team to have. And like I said, we just came up short tonight, but they're devastated. They're hurting, as they should be. Any competitor that puts in what these guys put in to something, and then to fall short, that's tough. That's a tough deal. Good question. They were a lot of max protect. They kept in tight ends and backs a bunch of the time, but I thought we'd have much more disruption. Now their quarterback does a good job of getting the ball out of his hand. He does do a good job of that, but that was, in my opinion, at least defensively going in, a key for us was to disrupt him, and we didn't do a good enough job with that. They exposed some of our inexperience in the secondary, and those guys are going to get better back there, but they took some lumps tonight. Yeah, and that's another thing. We hope, and he's in our thoughts and prayers. I hope he's okay. I haven't heard anything further than what happened on the field, but that's the really unfortunate part of this game is things like that. But we're hoping that he's okay. And but to answer your question, you just got to regroup and move forward. I mean, there's no choice. You have no choice, and so that's what we did. Mm-hmm. Well, a couple times we were in pretty good position, couldn't make a play on the ball. He's got great speed. He came in here in 2 games, he had 20 catches and a bunch of yards, 10 catches a game. So we tried to slow him down, couldn't do it. Double covered him a certain percentage of the time. That took away a little of his game, but he's he's a great player, and he's a guy that really did a lot of damage to our defense.
I know you prepare for every opponent's game, but does it help knowing who your next opponent is emotionally?
No, not at all. It's no difference whatsoever. But we're excited that we got another opportunity. And I told our guys we got a lot of football left. We got 9 games left. It's still really early in the season, and so my guess is they're going to respond and play well. But we'll have to see. Bubba Poole had an outstanding night. He had over 100 yards and made some big plays. And credit the offensive line too. Those rushing yards don't just happen without tough guys up front and moving people around and opening holes. And so I really like our offensive line. I think they're physical. They're tough. They work well together, and they hang in there. They're just a bunch of warriors. He's a guy that has a lot of confidence, and my guess is that he's going to be fine. And I think he responded after he threw him in the game. I think that's a great indicator right there that he was able to put it behind him and move forward and just keep playing. And certainly the game is not Travis Wilson's fault. I don't mean to paint that picture at all. That's far from it. He's the guy that kept us in the game, and so he's just got some things to some decisions, a little better decisions on some of the route structures, but he made great decisions on most of them. Yeah. Exceptionally valiant effort, and that was another thing that was difficult for him to overcome this week. Is his best friend. I mean, his best friend, literally his best friend. The tragedy, and so that's something that I thought he did a nice job of staying focused. And
talk about the resiliency of this team as far as bouncing back, getting down so many points. You lacked that last year.
yeah. That's exactly what I told him. I said the best thing this team's got going for us right now is their toughness and their resiliency and the way they hang in there. And there's no quit. They just keep fighting. They keep fighting and keep believing in what they're doing. No, I don't foresee that, or I really hadn't even thought of that. But I just think that if the team continues to work and prepare the way they have, I think we're going to win some games along the way.
Beavers with 443 passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they have a great quarterback. How much of that was their great play? And when you talk about your secondary,
well, it was both. We had some great position on the receivers at times, and we couldn't make a play on the ball, and we got to get better at that. And then a couple times we were a little undisciplined, came off coverage, particularly that, 4th and 1, the reverse throwback to the quarterback and throw it downfield. You just got to stay on coverage. And so we got to do a better job coaching that. We got to do a better job of coaching the guys up. But I would say it was a mixed bag. Their throw yardage, a bunch of it because of good things they were doing, and a bunch of it things that we need to do better.
what were your thoughts on that play and what you dialed up?
Which play? The 4th and 1? That's a lot of ball handling going on for a 4th and 1, and it's a high-risk play, but high reward, and it was highly rewarded. I mean, that was a big play in the game. No, don't even pay attention to that. We just go about our business, and I never worry about who's got buys, what do we have, who do we play next. We just go about our business. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a good question. We work our tails off on it. We got to stay after practice every day on the jugs machine, catching 40, 50 balls each guy back in the secondary. And so, right now it's a turnover drought for our defense, and we got to figure out a way. And it's all there. It's not we can't get an interception and we can't get a fumble. It's with any consistency. We've had very few turnovers this season through 3 games, and as we talked about in the offseason, that was one of our major issues last season.
Will next week's game feel any different knowing you'll have to play them for 3 years?
No, not to me. Not to me. Yeah. Yep, for sure, a better sense, and especially with their toughness and their their fight that's in them, and that's something that has been the 2 games we had 2 games where that was really going to be exposed or magnified, and they came through in both those games with that. We didn't win the game obviously, but as far as the toughness and the fight.
You talked about Lucky Bed last week.
Mm-hmm.
Had a nice season in one of these starting to you made progress a little bit.
Sure did. Made some plays tonight, and you're going to see more of them. And Bubba Poole was outstanding as well. But Lucky, seems like when Lucky touches the ball, something good happens. And so we got to find a way to get him more involved. He only had a carry or 2 tonight, but caught a screen pass or 2, and he was gimpy tonight. He had, we don't have an injury report, but he showed some toughness to play tonight. Same thing, just wasn't. He got banged up last week, and that's where he was.
Jason played his first game today, starting middle linebacker, and moving back to linebacker.
Yeah, we'll have to really dissect the film to get a great handle on how he played. But he seemed to be around the ball a bunch, and made some mistakes, as did everybody. But he goes. He's got great effort. He plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. And we'll watch the film and make the corrections. But he's a guy that we think has a bright future. Just a sophomore and playing with a big club on his hand because he's got that going on, which limits him.
What about the decision moving back to linebacker after you guys moved him to defensive end in the spring?
Well, him and Trevor are both kind of hybrids, and in this particular week, it made the most sense, in our opinion, to put Trevor at linebacker as well as Jason in certain personnel groups that they utilized. Then when they went to the 11 personnel, their throwing sets, and we went into nickel, then we dropped Trevor back to or moved Trevor down to defensive end, but we still left Jason because Trevor and Nate we thought gave us our best pressure off the edge in this game. Wow. No, I didn't know that. That's a positive. But we've the bottom line is W or L. We're 2-1 right now, so we got we've had some good, some bad. But the offense. When you look at our offense through 3 games compared to last year, complete different animal as far as explosive plays and getting the ball down the field and scoring points, which is a good thing. Like I said, our biggest problem on the whole football team right now is our lack of takeaways on defense.